Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizons draft here on the channel. Let's get started. I've been doing a bit of a mythic climb, but I haven't really been recording it, so we will see if we can find a good draft for this recording. Grim Hireling. This card is pretty powerful. I have seen it do good things against me, and I do think there are some good cards that make treasure independently of this card. That being said, it's a little bit expensive. 4 mana for a 3/2 is kind of understated. And I want to have cards that are fine on the draw in this format, where you draw them and they kind of help you stabilize, or they block super well early. And honestly, Viconia is pretty good at that just by being a 2 mana 2/3. So I think if I'm picking a black card, Viconia might even just be better than Grim Hireling, because this one kind of needs some specific stuff to be working for you to do well, and this guy kind of just doesn't, because you can just play this as a 2 mana 2/3 to block their 2/1 double teams and stuff like that. This pack does have a lot of black cards. There's Draconic Lore, but I try to avoid blue. And then there's Kalain, which is pretty nice. Captain. I think I'm just going to take Viconia over Grim Hireling. It just kind of fits the strategy that I have in this format, which is I want to have cards that are fine on the draw, because it's really hard to win on the draw sometimes. And that card just doesn't really fit the right mold, so to speak. Okay. Hanku Artificer. Not a card I really spend a lot of time thinking about. There are some artifact things you can work with it, specifically like treasure, but it's not generally a huge priority for me. I don't love Kaga either, because you have to attack with your 1/4 and they can just double block it, trade 1 for 1 with it, and then I don't think you're able to play the land or spell if it's already dead. There's an Owlbear, which I do like. There's Band Together. Shambling Ghast has also been pretty impressive against me, but I don't want to second pick a Shambling Ghast. That seems a little bit early. I don't love Breath Weapon because there's just a decent number of dragons running around, and like some of them have 2 toughness, so you'd really want to be able to kill them, but you can't. This pack is just kind of weak. I think I'll just take Owlbear over Band Together, but honestly, that's pretty close. Band Together could be the correct pick. Even though I'm starting black-green, I don't even mind about missing out on Kaga. It's also Pilgrim's Eye, which I don't really feel like I'm missing out on either. Okay. Ghost Lantern. So, not my favorite card. Never really seen it in play. I think Bronze Walrus is just a great card. Ramps you, scries you to kind of just the perfect situation. Steadfast Unicorn has been impressive, but I'm not going to third pick it here, I don't think. I like having a card that's just guaranteed to make my deck and be solid. It's not as good in aggressive decks, but generally green can go a bit top heavy, because it has the Dread Lenorm and it's got the Herd Gorger. Both of those like having extra ramp in your deck. If I am playing like black-green, maybe Druidic Ritual is good. That's like the best home for it, because you can fill your graveyard for other synergies. But I like taking a colorless card here because I also don't know what my second colors are. We are seeing 3 black commons and an uncommon. So the way it works is an uncommon's missing and a rare is missing. So not huge signaling, but there weren't any superpowered commons in that pack. Okay. Archivist of Ogma is actually kind of funnily good against some of the green decks that like search for lands or like Pilgrim's Eye stuff. So it's actually got some relevant text. Doesn't come up all the time, but it does come up sometimes. Craving of Yenogu is kind of a hit or miss card that sometimes does work against me, but as my first red card, I don't think it's great, especially because in this pack, the 2 uncommons have been taken and a common. And white, blue, black, red, green. We don't really know what color was taken. This could be a time to spec on the Steadfast Unicorn. But I think I'm just going to take the Archivist, because I think I might be able to get one of these in a bit. And I'll just take the Steadfast Unicorn now. Having access to 1 copy, that's pretty good. An Archivist isn't that great. Okay, so in this pack, rare missing, uncommon missing, 2 commons missing. What commons are there? Like the reason you do that is because sometimes there'll be like a really good black common, and you're like, okay, there's not 2 black commons that are better than this one, so nobody took the black commons. We haven't really been seeing open black. I don't like this card because it just puts you so far behind against aggro decks. We've been seeing some white cards. This card's pretty nice for giving you some insight into what your opponents are doing. A little bit of red. Guardian Naga can be good for a mid-rangey deck, which Bronze Walrus can help with, or things like that. Ettercap is fine to have 1 copy of. think I'm just going to take the Toll Keeper, because I did just take a white card, and there's a couple of reasonable ones in this pack. Okay, Dragon's Fire is the best card in this pack by about a mile. Like a country mile. So I'm going to take it because it's a signal point. So we see a couple black cards. A couple red cards. We're not missing out on anything even if red isn't open, because this card's just so much better than everything else here. 3 red commons. Like, there's no red common better than this. I don't think so. That's a nice little point. And there's still quantity of red commons too, so it's quality and quantity. So, Paladin, not really my favorite. Fireball's fine. Dread Lenorm is fine, but I haven't been seeing like crazy good green cards ever since I first picked second picked an Owlbear. Could just take Fireball. Warcaller as well as an option. Thoughts on the format? It's been fine. It's kind of like a mix of Adventure in the Forgotten Realms and like some other new cards, but one Fireball's fine. I'm just going to easily take Bronze Walrus because I think I'm fine playing a more mid-rangey strategy, and I don't really know my colors yet. There is another good red card. There's some green. I could play like red-green. I could still just play like a mid-rangey deck as well for different colors. Wheeling Hobgoblin Captain tells me red's open pretty much. I've been seeing good red. There was that Valor Singer that I could have taken last pick, which I didn't really want to commit too heavily. Nobody's taking the blue cards, which isn't that big of a shock. Because blue is pretty bad. Nobody wants to play blue. I think Captain's just better than this anyway, because you don't want to be playing card advantage cards. You want to be playing proactive threats, in my opinion. Vicious Dragonborn doesn't look great in my deck. That is Breath Weapon. I'm trying to play red, though. Green is somewhat like the pairing. Guess I'll take Druidic Ritual now over Follow the Tracks. I didn't see any of Black's top commons. I didn't see any of the 2/1 Death Touch. I didn't see any of the black removal spells. And then we saw a little bit of blue. Blue was coming around late, but going into blue is a gamble because you kind of need to see higher rarity cards. Okay, nobody's playing blue. We get it. First Strike Reach. Yeah, that doesn't work. So I'm not going to play black because black just wasn't open pack 1 at all. So we're just ignoring black. We're playing red because we were getting a lot of good late red cards. We wheeled Hobgoblin Captain and late Dragon's Fire. So I think red's going to be a fine spot, even though we only have 3 red cards. Red-green's a nice little mid-rangey strategy. We didn't see a lot of good white cards, especially at common. And we did see a lot of late green cards. Blue's probably open if we wanted to like try and get like Mist Dragon plus Seek New Knowledge or something. Like, nobody's going to play blue, so I think I can just get every blue card. I'll just try that, see how it works out. Like, sure, red-white is nice, but I don't think white was open. And as long as I may be getting all the blue cards I want, maybe that could be fine. I don't think I'm going to miss 1 copy of Hill Giant Herd Gorger, and if I can get a couple of those, that'll be fine. Red Dragon's just good. I do like improvised weaponry a ton in this format, but I think I might be one of the only ones that does. So yeah, this was my hope, was that I could get like chained together some just all of blue's good cards. The Orb. Giving my dragons haste could be nice. I think I'd rather just take the Valor Singer, though. Maybe wheel the orb. I don't know if anyone else wants it. I do have ramp already. And I was kind of bouncing around in pack 1, so blue's a good fallback plan for that, where you're just like, you know you're going to get as many blue cards as you want because nobody else takes them. Another dragon. I like the Walrus. I think it's good. 3 mana 2/2 Scry 2 is already reasonable, and the tapping for mana is huge. I prioritize the Walrus. I have a lot of 5-drops to ramp into. Rhyme Shield Frost Giant can be good for that. I am the Walrus. So we're going to just hope that good blue cards are opened. This is more of a playables thing than anything because black isn't open, white isn't open, green might not be open. So we just need to make sure we hit playables. So getting Hobgoblin Captain's nice. The more Hobgoblin Captains we get, the more playable Dueling Rapier becomes. So I'm pretty sure red's going to be open pack 3, and I know blue's going to be open. So we should have decent odds here. Blue just lacks power level at common, generally speaking. But cards like Juvenile Mistdragon are just great cards. That was bad. Sorry about that. It's a great, like, okay, I have 3 blue cards right now, but I think I'll be able to get however many I want for the coming packs. I have 12 playables with a pack and a half to go. And then, yeah, I don't really have anything I can add. I need 10 more playables and 20-something picks. Here, I'm going to take Clever Conjurer. I don't think Allura is good. It's just criminally slow. Like, you bounce creatures to your hand, and then you have to play the next turn. They have Summoning Sickness. It's just so slow. I think this card, just ramping me a little bit is way better. Ramping me is a 2/3 way better. Because I just want to have some expensive cards. Maybe I need to take Spiked Pit Trap. But I do have Fireball. Pit Trap's a little bit better, but I'm just going to take the Conjurer. Yeah, as I suspected, nobody took a single blue card out of this pack. Seek New Knowledge is actually a reasonable card for the mid-game. The problem with blue is it's slow and not good in the late game, because it doesn't have as much good stuff necessarily as the other colors. Like, this card's just bad. This card's just bad in the format. The whole reason I went in on the Juvenile Mistdragon is because I figured I could get the Seek New Knowledge as well. Which is kind of a weird card. It's not conventional card draw, so it doesn't help you hit lands, which is annoying, but... yeah, the RO wheeling. Thanks. Taking this in case I get a Dragon Payoff card. Like, it does make Dragon's Fire significantly better when it can do 4 damage. Thunder River's way better than Air Cult Elemental. Okay. What are we working with here? Yeah, this one's the bad one. Just another Hobgoblin Captain. Captain! Blue doesn't really have any good 2-drops. I thought that the Wizard to get this area could be fine, but it's just like a 2-1, which is just too small. Bronze Walrus. I already have Infinite Mana Ramp at 3 from Conjurers. Blur coming back could be good because it's good with the Mist Dragon and the Red Dragon. I'll take all the captains I can get. Captain! Dragon's Fire. What's this guy? It's the red one. That's kind of cool. I hope. I mean, this guy's probably going to wheel. Unless someone takes it for their collection just because they want it. Which is also fair, but Dragon's Fire is just better. Combined with the fact that this guy might wheel because nobody takes a single blue card is nice for me. I like this because I can use it to cast all of these dragons, and then every time I'll do that, I'll scry too, which is just great. Ancient Young Blue Dragon is the only, like, blue common that I'm, like, fine including, pretty much. Nice, another Mist Dragon. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to cut. Probably a Clever Conjurer. This card works well with my 2 Dragon's Fires and my Lair. I mean, Lapis. Could always add another Clever Conjurer. Over like a Cell Sword. What is this pack? Shocking Grasp is worse when you're pairing it with 3/1s because the 3/1s still don't attack very well. Oh, nice. Getting a Draconic Lore is pretty good. I don't like Undersimplify. I thought it was good before, but now I don't. So I have 5 2-drops, 5 3-drops. Couple of card draw spells. Beetles. Dragonborn Looter. Do I want this? Maybe. It trades with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of 1 toughness guys. I never tried it out, though. Slightly heavier red. 42 cards. Got the Frost Giant. Got the Fire Beetles. Run it like this. Sellsword is basically just a dragon. Does make those better. "16 creatures. I could cut Jaded Sellsword for Shocking Grasp. Or Blur. Blur plays well with the Mist Dragon, the Red Dragon, kind of Walrus. You come to a river's kind of bad. I'm gonna try Blur. It gives me some nice upside. I'm gonna try it like this. I'll see you in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my content at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special thanks to those who support at the credits level. If you've never seen the Patreon page, this is what it looks like. It features tons of different membership levels depending on how much you would like to contribute towards my channel, and also which rewards you would like to gain access to. Things like tier lists, Patreon polls, bonus content being put in the credits, and even coaching at the highest level. And then it also contains all the information that you need to know about Patreon, like what it is, how it works, and then what the funds go towards, such as the Patreon goals and things like that. And then you gain access to all of the Patreon posts for your level. Anyway, I really do appreciate all of the patrons who support my work in this way. It makes a big difference in my ability to make content, and so I just want to say thank you. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. This is a good hand. 2-drop, 3-drop. Or more likely, this is a 3-drop. Dragon's Fire is one of my best cards. Something worth noting is that even though blue's bad, I still have so many cards that work well with it. Red-green is probably going to outscale me, so I have to do something here. Probably going to Walrus number 2 plus the Dragon's Fire. Thanks, Gapio. You might suspect a counterspell. Pretty rough. They have this thing. Makes all my removal pretty bad. wonder why they didn't attack. Hmm. I'm worried about them playing the Dread Lenorm thing. Gosh, that's bad for me. Thank you so much, Deep Breeze, for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. $5 months, that's a long time. So if I kill this, attack, buff this thing, attack with everything, they can go block, block, they go to 1. So I could draw something here to win. And this way I don't die to Dread Lenorm still. And I hurt their mana. They have 5 mana instead of 7. Let's go. I somehow managed to beat this card. That card's so hard to beat sometimes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Living at 1. Let's go. Calculated. I was trying to play around the Lenorm. I would have left back a chump blocker if I would have had to. You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? Gosh. So the reason I'm keeping this hand is any land that I can play Bronze Walrus. If I draw a mountain on my first draw step, it really works out. But all I need is 1 land. And two lanterns on the play are usually keepable if you just need 1 land. I'm leading with this one because I can still play this next turn and I want to hit a land drop. Perfect. Hit my next 2 land drops. this. Next turn I'll play Lapis into maybe Jaded Sellsword. I think I can do that. No, not quite. You know the card I'm most afraid of is the stupid Hippogriff. That card always wrecks me. Turning this into a 4-mana 4/3 scry 2 is really nice. That's going to really help me find the action I need. I want to save myself the damage. Yep, Lenore. Nice. My hope is that I can blow out their Lenorm. They're probably just going to cast it normally, though. Normally. Just trying to maximize my cards, though. They won't expect Dragon's Fire to deal 4. That's just not something people internalize. But if they just cast the Little Norm, it's a lot harder for me. +1/+1 in Vigilance, eh? If I kill the Owlbear, their Flaming Fist officer gets bigger. I can double block it. Yeah, this is over. Maybe not. Wow. Now I have 2 lethal threats. Oh my gosh, Red Dragon, you beast. What a top deck with the Juvenile. Holy heck. Lapis. Lapis clutched it up. I didn't really think I was going to win that one. I was trying to bait them into the using the Lenormand. Scry me a river. I thought it was going to be the Kobold that gives everything haste. That card's terrifying to see on turn 1. Hi, King Leon. Well, this is not good. We need to draw a 2-drop. You pretty much can't win if you don't draw a 2-drop, but we couldn't mulligan that hand. Oh, we're so dead. Shot. I might have been okay if I was on the play this game, but honestly, you basically can't win if you're on the draw and you miss a 2-drop. In certain matchups, which happen relatively frequently in this format. Bum, 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 bum. And blue decks are more prone to it because they don't have any good 2-drops, so you just generally have a few less when you're in a blue deck. I have 7 2-drops though, so I think my deck is fine. 7 2-drops if I include my Dragon's Fires. So like here, I have technically got a 2-drop, which can technically block, which would have been technically good enough in that last game, technically speaking, of course. Because we only talk technical. Like if I played this on turn 2 last game, I could have traded with the Hobgoblin Captain and been fine. Classic 2-drop gap. I'm getting gapped. 2-3 versus 1-2. Get wrecked. Oh, I'm doomed. Oh, I'm so doomed. Heck yes, give me the Mist Dragon. Don't really want the captain. That's right. Taste my flames. Juvenile Mist Dragon's a really good card. Yes! They got color screwed, so we won. Oh, yes. I'm just going to look at my deck again, now that I've played 4 matches with it, to see if there's any cards that are bad, any cards I really want to include. You really need 2-drops, but I think 1, 2, 3, 7 is enough. I like this with my Scrying and my Dragon's Fires. But overall, they haven't seemed that necessary. They're kind of bad. I'm going to do that just to give myself an extra 2-drop. I don't think it's like a huge difference, but the sellsword isn't doing much for me. There's kind of a mediocre card. I think Undersimplify is really bad, but I just kind of need to survive so I can tempo them with Mist Dragons, and I've tried to be ramping 3 to 5. So maybe I should be added in a Clever Conjurer instead. Okay, we have a 2-drop. That's all that matters. Bronze Walrus has been clutching it up for me. So, I don't think I need this on this game. Because I do want to just hit land drops naturally at some point. The Scry 2 stuff is really nice, but... Oh, yes. In the face of a walrus, who wouldn't surrender? Wow. Gosh, I have to keep this. That was a good draw. Oh, gosh. Infinite value. Now I know why I never face opponents with mana issues. They're all facing me. Okay, that's an exaggeration. I get mana screwed as well. I could have made Dragon's Fire deal 4 if I was really cared about that, but I would rather draw a young Mist Dragon or something. I get 4 power in play. That's funny. Ah. That's an incredibly bad attack, in my opinion. Their 3/4 is way more valuable. But maybe they have something. Shocker. Yep. Yeah, I could have kept my dragon around. I did the math wrong. I forgot that they'd added 7/6. I thought I would deny them a card draw. But there's no way. I don't think I could have won that game anyway. They just went ramping too far into the future. Yeah, I think the Clever Conjure is the best bet here. I also screwed myself out of card drawing for only 4 mana, but I don't think it really mattered because, yeah. Wow, they played the 1 mana trick. A card I used to think it was actually kind of good, but then I realized it just stalls the game and you lose. On the play, you don't have to have a 2-drop. I would like to have one. Drawing literally all lands was treat. Jeez. Oh, it's just a bunch of fish. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Why would it tap me out of my colors? Gosh, Juvenile Mist Dragon is so good with this Lapis. Unfortunately, they can gain life, so I have to block. But I can actually trick them. Because if they don't have a... So, here's how this is going to work. They're going to name Dragon. I'm going to block. Oh, shoot. Wait, what? Is a fight spell? Okay. Watch this. They're going to double pump. I'm going to kill that guy. Now they have to kill both of my guys. And I'll be able to blur him. So they simultaneously have to kill a Mist Dragon for less than 2 mana. Let's go. So that they can then sack their food to live at 1, and then they're still going to die because I can attack them, blur the other one, play my other dragon, keep their big guy tapped, block. Shenanigans. Let's go! 5 wins! Juvenile Mist Dragon is one heck of a card. No, the walrus. My people have betrayed me. I'd love to draw some mana ramp, mana ramp, mana ramp. If I had drawn a 2-drop there, I would have wanted to play it, so it was worth doing that. Well, you didn't see the draft, my amigo searching for skill, or maybe not amigo, but you did not see the draft. Oh, Raphael, you fiendish savior. Just gonna lose to that. It's okay. Looking for Dragonfire. Okie doke. Why didn't I block there? Because I didn't want to trade my 4-3 for their 2-2 guy, because my best chance of winning is killing the demon. I draw Dragonfire. Maybe I have a chance. Nope. Because then I could tap down this thing, kill this thing, but yeah. Five and 3. Pretty solid. Anyway, that is going to do it for this draft. If you were watching on YouTube and you made it all the way till the end, leave hashtag uncommon blue, because it's not that common to draft blue, but when you get 1, 4, 5, 6 uncommons out of the I had 6 uncommon blue cards and 1, 2, 3, 4 commons. So I mean that's kind of the ratio I was using. And then like as you can see in red, I had 1 uncommon and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 commons. It's like you just need to get a lot of uncommons if you're going to play these sorts of things. And for a lot of it, I just had extra jaded sellsword, so I had even fewer blue commons. But yeah, hashtag uncommon blue to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content, comment below with your questions, thoughts, feedback. And if you'd like to support my content, you can do so via Patreon. All of the links to my other stuff is in the description down below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.